This is your news source evening bulletin for today, Wednesday, the 14th day of June in the year 2023. I'm Gordon Mosley reporting, and here's what we're tracking tonight. In its first annual report for Guyana, U.S. oil giant ExxonMobil has announced that along with its co-venturers, ExxonMobil Guyana has recorded $577.7 billion Guyana dollars in profits for last year. That's billion with a B. The company was able to produce more than 100 million barrels of oil last year in Guyana. ExxonMobil Guyana President Alastair Rutledge has explained that the company received a profit share of $500 million US, which is estimated to be more than 105 billion Guyana dollars. While addressing reporters today at the company's local office, ExxonMobil Guyana Vice President Philip Rietema explained that the company's financial statements did not take into account the 75% cost recovery, as provided for under the production sharing agreement.
So there are really two different accounting standards. So for our accounting books, we follow international financial reporting standards, so the IFRS standards, and it specifies how we are to show our operations. Under the petroleum agreement, we have a different accounting. They're really apples and oranges. It's very difficult to compare the two. Under the petroleum agreement, the revenues are split 75%, up to 75% for cost oil, which is where we were last year. As Guyana noted, we've been investing heavily, so there's 75% cost oil, and then there's a 25% profit split, which is done 50-50 between the government and the COVs. And then the royalty is paid from the COV share to the government.
According to the Exxon official, the oil company's accumulated profit over the last 2 years stands at over 600 billion Guyana dollars. The company's investment has been more than 2 trillion Guyana dollars.
So as I noted, we've been here since 1999, and we've been spending and investing since 1999. On our balance sheet are over $2 trillion of assets, and that reflects investments of around 2 trillion Guyanese dollars. Our profits to date, cumulative, are around 600 billion. So we have invested over 2 trillion Guyanese dollars with earnings of 600 billion. So the investments are more than 3 times our accumulated earnings.
In 2022 alone, the Esso Exploration Company and its co-venturers invested more than 4 trillion Guyana dollars in the Stabroek block. They have committed to invest an additional $4 trillion through 2027 in additional projects. Those projects include the Payara Yellowtail and Uaru development projects, as well as the gas to energy project. Meanwhile, last year, $1.4 billion was injected into Guyana's Natural Resource Fund through the 50% profit share and the 2% royalty paid over to the government of Guyana. More news coming up in just a moment.
It's been a long time coming. Overdue, some might say. But now that it's here, it will change life forever. And it is here to stay. The future is now. Transforming Guyana into the 21st century. Introducing GTT Fiber. Experience internet connectivity like never before. Speeds you deserve at prices you can afford from a name you can trust. Sign up today. GTT Fiber is here. GTT. Together, we rise faster.
Oh my lord. I just love to shop in this store. My customers, them gonna love all these things. So many different things in one place. Household items, electronics, toys, stationery, confectionery, exercise equipment, shoes and clothes for men, women and children, school things, costume, jewelry, perfume, makeup. Oh, look the makeup.
Giftland Office Max, Guyana's favorite department store.
Bust the flavors. We're full of flavors. Bust the flavors, that my crave for. We're full of flavors. Tell your neighbors about the bust the flavors. Grab a bust the flavors. Yeah, thirst buster. Grab a buster. Bust the flavor, taste the savor. Buster, bust the flavors. Buster, bust the flavors.
Sorry.
Jack?
Hey.
Boys, where you going with all that speed?
Yo, today's the 15th. My NIS contributions are due, and I ain't even get the forms as yet.
Hold on. You mean to tell me that you're not aware that all self-employed persons can now make their NIS contributions using the MMG app from the comforts of their homes and offices?
Really? I just pay my bills using MMG,
Yes, Jack. And the thing's simple. All you have to do is open the app, select Pay Bills, Government Services, NIS, and Pay. They will prompt you to enter your NIS number, the month you're paying for, and the amount.
So I don't need to submit any form?
No. The only time you submit in a form is when you're making a claim.
Wait. I could make a claim too?
Oh, no, man. Jack. You didn't know that? Yes. All self-employed persons are entitled to all benefits from NIS. Well, except for the industrial benefits. And here's the good part. All of their forms, you can download them from the NIS website.
Well, girl, I'm really glad I bumped into you.
Anyhow, make sure you pay your bills later.
Later? I gotta sit down right here and pay my contributions first.
Take care. For further information, please visit the website at www.nis.org.gy, the National Insurance Scheme Facebook page, or your nearest NIS office.
Strong and solid in countries far and wide. New India Assurance, we're standing by your side. Golden service, half a century and more. New India Assurance, our policies are secure. From the heart of India, we serve these islands. The strength that you can trust, you're safe when you come to New India Assurance Company. Assurance when you need it most.
For your home, motor, or business insurance, visit New India Guyana office, 58 Brickdam next to Star Computers. Telephone 226-0414.
In the world of politics now and the local elections, the People's National Congress led a partnership for national unity was able to hold on to the top local government prize of the capital city of Georgetown. But the governing People's Progressive Party has been able to pick up additional seats on the city council. According to declared results from the Guyana Elections Commission, both the APNU and PPP were able to increase their vote count over the 2018 elections as more persons turned out to vote in the capital city. While the APNU picked up an additional 2,712 votes over the last local elections in Georgetown, the PPP Civic was able to pick up an additional 5,503 votes. Based on those results, the APNU will move into the Georgetown City Council with a total of 19 seats, while the PPP will have 11 seats at the horseshoe table. The PPP picked up additional seats owing to its overall improved performance in the City Council elections. In 2018, the PNC-led APNU had a total of 21 seats, while the PPP had a total of 7 seats. The Alliance for Change, which won 2 seats in 2018, did not compete in this year's local government elections. The governing PPP placed heavy bets on some of the crossover candidates from the APNU being able to flip some constituencies, but those candidates were unable to do so. Former APNU member Tricia Richards was badly beaten in her constituency, while the constituency of former Mayor Patricia Chase Green remained comfortably in the pocket of the APNU. Chase Green was not the constituency candidate for the PPP. Instead, she was placed on the PPP's proportional representation list, which still allows the party to place her on the council. Popular broadcaster Malcolm Ferreira was unable to deliver the All Boys Town Charleston constituency to the PPP, despite the party's heavy campaigning in that community. Ferreira lost to the APNU's Travis Ellis by more than 166 votes. Back in 2016, the broadcaster easily won the constituency as part of the group Team Legacy. The APNU did not compete in the constituency that year. The APNU sustained 2 embarrassing losses in the constituencies previously won by the sitting mayor and deputy mayor at this year's elections. In constituency 1, which was comfortably won by current mayor Ubraj Narain in 2018, the party's 2023 candidate Philip Drayton lost the constituency to the PPP's Mohammed Ishfahani by a narrow 61 votes. Narain was a no-show for most of the campaign season as he traveled abroad for more than 2 months. He joined the campaigning for his party's candidate in the area last weekend following his return. In constituency 4, which is the home of current Deputy Mayor Alfred Mentor, he lost his seat by 31 votes to the PPP's newcomer Alfonso de Armas Archibald. Mentor has been the councillor for that area since 2016, when local elections returned after an absence of more than 20 years. In constituency 6, which was won by the PPP in 2018 by more than 200 votes, the party lost the area to the APNU candidate in this year's elections by 3 votes and has requested a recount. Overall, PPP General Secretary Bara Jagdew has indicated that his party is pleased with its performance in Georgetown.
In every one of the PPP controlled traditional areas, that is the towns, we won and won bigger. In the number of towns, the 5 that APNU control, we now won 2 of those with the popular vote, and most likely because of the popular vote, although they're tied with seat allocations, we will win those 2. And then in the 3 remaining areas in Georgetown, New Amsterdam, and Linden, we also made significant inroads. We increased our votes significantly in all of these areas. In New Amsterdam, by over 1,000 votes, in Linden, by over 2,000 votes, and in Georgetown, by nearly 6,000 votes more. If you add all 3, that's about 9,000 votes more in these 3 areas. That's more than a seat at the national level.
On the other side, the APNU chairman Aubrey Norton said he is pleased with his party's performance in holding on to the capital city despite losing seats.
For us, this is a victory for the people of Guyana. The people of Guyana do not want a one-party state. The people of Guyana reject the PPP's attempt at domination and control. And so we see it as a victory, not only for the APNU, but for the people of this country. It's a victory against domination and control.
Norton said the opposition will be pushing and agitating to ensure the Georgetown City Council and the other councils are fully supported by the central government. Police investigators have arrested one of the suspects in the gunning down of Guyana Defense Force Coast Guard officer Lieutenant Coast Guard Rondell Douglas. This morning, the police force confirmed the arrest of this man, Joshua Paris, also known as Stewie. On Monday, the Guyana Police Force issued a wanted bulletin for Paris and another suspect, Jamie Ghani. The Coast Guard officer was shot dead a week ago at Cul-de-sac Street in North Ramfield while operating his private car as a taxi after work. A police report of the incident explained that the Coast Guard officer was hired by one of the 2 men on the west bank of the Marara to transport him to North Ramfield in Georgetown. Once they arrived at the location, the passenger was joined by another man who walked out from a clump of bushes, and the 2 held the army officer at gunpoint while forcing him out of his car. The Coast Guard officer attempted to prevent the men from making off with his car, and it was then that he was shot multiple times to the body. He was left to die on the roadway while the 2 bandits made off with the car. The car was later recovered in Stone Avenue, Camberville. The remaining suspect, Jamie Ghani, is still on the run. Police investigators say they are actively continuing their search for him, and they're asking anyone with information about his possible whereabouts to contact the police station, the closest one near to them, or to call 911.
on, champ? I passed here last week and this shop lock up tight.
Why? We come down with the flow, so we have to take a couple of days.
I can't deal with them kind of setbacks, man. I just get a headache when you see I can't make me little bread.
I know them ways, champ. But thank God for NIS.
NIS? What you got to do now with NIS?
I mean, what I got to do with NIS? I register as self-employed and I make monthly contributions to NIS. So you see, for them days I lose, NIS pay me back for most of them days.
What? That's good. You know, I always used to believe that it's only people in big offices and so they pay NIS.
Nah, man. NIS for any working person between the ages of 16 to 60. And as self-employed, you get all the benefit as an employee, except for industrial benefits.
So what I do for set up this thing?
All you gotta do is visit NIS on Breakdown, or if you live in out of town, you can visit any NIS closest to your location. And once you register and your registration complete, you can start making NIS contributions.
Alright, so what I walk with and like how much money I gotta pay a month?
Man, I ain't gotta walk with no big money. All you gotta walk with is your birth certificate and any farm ID. And when you reach down there, ask for the compliance department.
Good. Thanks for the information, bro. Soon as I left here, I went straight to the NIS office.
For further information, please visit the website at www.nis.org.gy, the National Insurance Scheme Facebook page, or your nearest NIS office.
1 week after bandits carted off a safe with more than $4.6 million in cash and other valuables from the Eureka Medical Laboratory, 2 East Bank Demerara men and their getaway driver have been charged and remanded to jail. Appearing in court to face the robbery charges were 30-year-old Reuben Hopkinson of Farm on the East Bank of Demerara, 36-year-old Casey John of Eccles, and 37-year-old Cecil Dre Paul of East Penitence. The 3 men are accused of breaking into the Eureka Labs business place in Georgetown last Tuesday night after holding the security guards at gunpoint and making off with the company's safe. The security guards were reportedly forced into the building at gunpoint and made to lead the bandits to the owner's office, where they found the safe for the money and other valuables and carted it off. The 3 men were arrested over the past few days during a police operation. In court, the accused entered not guilty pleas to the robbery charges, but they were all remanded to jail. They will make their next court appearance in July. The U.S. Embassy here in Georgetown has announced that in an effort to improve efficiency in the U.S. visa application process and to provide better services to visa applicants, the consular section of the embassy has reopened the Document Service Center, known as a DSC. The new center was reopened on the 13th of June. Applicants for U.S. visas, both immigrant and non-immigrant, can now submit their documents to the U.S. Embassy as part of their applications through a drop-off service at the new Document Service Center. That Document Service Center is located at 223 Cam Street here in Georgetown. Pickup of passports and other visa-related documents will also be facilitated at the Document Center. Applicants should no longer use DHL to submit or receive visa documents, the embassy said. The newly renovated DSC facility is conveniently located near the U.S. Embassy and will create a streamlined and more efficient process for applicants to submit visa application documents when instructed to do so and pick up their passports. Well, the Ministry of Human Services and Social Security is going tech-savvy in its ongoing efforts to make old age pension payments easier for senior citizens. The ministry has announced that it will soon be launching its pension payments via the Mobile Money Guyana app. When the new system rolls out, pensioners will be given the additional option of receiving their monthly pension payments via MMG. Those payments will be sent directly to the pensioner's MMG account, and they will be able to cash out the payments at any MMG agent at their own convenience. Already, the ministry offers pensioners the option of having their pension payments sent directly to their bank accounts monthly. Additionally, bill payment companies were taken on board to allow easier payments for those pensioners who do not like to use the post office system. The post office payment system will remain. MMG is Guyana's only mobile money payment app, and its popularity has been growing with a number of companies and government agencies as they continue to seek easier ways to make payments and to receive those payments.
Food Max Supermarket, located on the ground floor of the Giftland Mall, is your one-stop shop for all your grocery needs. We stock a variety of imported frozen meat and food products, fresh produce, and pet supplies, freshly made bread. Rotisserie chicken and patties are also available daily. Shop in comfort today at Food Max and let our courteous staff assist you in satisfying your shopping needs. Food Max, the fresh food specialist.
It's one of your biggest goals, getting your own home, where memories are made, where happiness lives. You may feel that home ownership or renovation is beyond your reach, but we at Republic want you to know that there's always a way. Ask us about our suite of mortgages. Let's help make your housing wishes come true, or advise on how the equity in your existing home can finance other dreams and goals. Call or go online to learn more.
Look who's in the mix now. The new Buster Soda Water. 0 calories, 0 sugar, 0 artificial flavors. 100% refreshing. Taste Buster Soda Water today. Buster Soda Water. Now available for only $120.
Fuel it up and drive, Super 95. Tune up. Fuel it up and drive, Super 95. Tune up. Protect your fuel system, boy. High mileage and performance, boy.
Guy Oil Super 95 gasoline gives you more reasons to drive and is available at 56 service stations nationwide. For affordable price, high performance, and high mileage, choose Guy Oil's Super 95 gasoline.
Fuel it up and drive.
With your regional and international news tonight, I'm Swatlana Marshall. In the region, the Pan American Health Organization on Wednesday noted that demand exceeds supply in many countries of the region, as it highlighted the importance of regular, voluntary blood and plasma donation to ensure countries maintain a safe and sustainable supply. PAHO joined the international community in observing World Blood Donor Day under the theme Donate Blood, Donate Plasma, Share Life, Share Often. PAHO Director Dr. Jarbas Barbosa, in a message, expressed his deep gratitude to all blood donors in the Americas for their invaluable contribution in giving life to those who need it most. He said each blood and plasma donation is a valuable gift, essential to maintain an adequate supply. According to the latest data from the World Health Organization in 2021, in Latin America and the Caribbean, the average blood donation rate per 1,000 inhabitants was 15 units, although some countries fell below the WHO recommended minimum of 10 units. The PAHO director warned that demand exceeds supply in many countries of our region, and blood services, particularly in low and middle income countries, face the challenge of ensuring access to safe and quality blood. WHO has also highlighted the need to increase plasma donations obtained through blood extraction in many countries to ensure an adequate supply of plasma proteins for patients. Police in Uruguay say they have broken up an international drug ring which smuggled cocaine from South America to Europe hidden inside surfboards. With help from counter-narcotics police in Spain, Portugal, and Italy, 3 Italian citizens were arrested. Sniffer dogs had alerted officers in Uruguay to 6 surfboards containing a total of 50 kilograms or 110 pounds of cocaine. Police allowed 1 board to be dispatched in order to track those receiving it. The dogs alerted their handlers to the suspicious package on May 23. Officers said the boards were uncharacteristically heavy, and when they passed them through a scanner, they spotted hidden packages inside. A photo supplied by Uruguay's Interior Minister shows white powder spilling from one of the boards after it had been cut open. 2 Italian nationals were arrested by police in Portugal as they went to pick up the cocaine-filled surfboard which police had allowed through. A 3rd Italian citizen, who police say dispatched drugs from Uruguay to Europe, was also detained in Italy. And finally tonight, international news. BBC is reporting that at least 79 people have died and more than 100 have been rescued after their fishing vessel capsized off the coast of southern Greece. But Greek officials and the International Organization for Migration say that hundreds more migrants may have been on board. The shipwreck is the deadliest off Greece this year. The boat went down about 50 miles southwest of Pylos after the Coast Guard said it had refused help. The Coast Guard said the boat had been spotted in international waters late on Tuesday by an aircraft belonging to EU border agency Frontex. No one on board was wearing life jackets, it added. A few hours later, the boat capsized and sank, triggering a search and rescue operation, which was then complicated by strong winds. Alarm phone, an emergency helpline for migrants in trouble at sea, said the Greek Coast Guard was aware of the ship being in distress for hours before any help was sent, adding that authorities had been informed by different sources that the boat was in trouble. It added that people may have been scared to encounter Greek authorities because they were aware of the country's horrible and systematic pushback practices. The boat was reportedly en route to Italy from Libya, with most of those on board believed to be men in their 20s.
And that's your News Source Evening Bulletin for tonight. I'm Gordon Mosley reporting and encouraging you to stay safe.